I, I've always felt that we're over-exploiting.
Royal family drama is once again making headlines across the globe.
I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are in the spotlight after reports reveal they are demanding millions from King Charles.
As they continue to build.
I know that my eldest will now demonstrate his daft credentials.
Yes, you heard that correctly. The couple who stepped back from royal duties in 2020 are now said to be pushing for massive financial support. This explosive revelation has shaken Buckingham Palace, divided fans, and sparked fresh debates about loyalty, duty, and money inside the monarchy.
Today, we're diving deep into this breaking story. We'll unpack what exactly Harry and Meghan are asking for, why these demands have surfaced now, and how King Charles, the rest of the royal family, and the British public are reacting.
Stay with us till the end, because the details you're about to hear are more shocking than you might expect.
To understand this new conflict, we need to rewind a bit. Back in 2020, Harry and Meghan shocked the world when they announced they were stepping away from their roles as senior working royals.
They wanted independence, both personally and financially. At that time, many believed they were leaving behind the privileges of royal life, including the royal funding that came with it. They moved to the United States, signed massive media deals with platforms like Netflix and Spotify, and started their own projects.
On the surface, it seemed like they were charting their own path successfully. But now, years later, reports suggest that the Sussexes are once again asking the monarchy, specifically King Charles, for money.
According to insiders close to Buckingham Palace, Harry and Meghan are demanding millions from King Charles. The reason? They claim they need this financial support to maintain their security, their lifestyle, and to raise their children with the kind of stability expected from royals. For many, this has come as a complete surprise. After all, the couple famously said they wanted to be financially independent.
One palace insider told reporters that the Sussexes have framed this not just as a request, but as a necessity. They argue that because Harry is the king's son, the family should ensure he and Meghan are well provided for. This, of course, clashes with what the late Queen Elizabeth had hoped for, a clear separation between working royals who serve the crown, and those who step away.
King Charles has been on the throne for just a short time, and already his reign has been marked by turbulence. From handling the aftermath of Queen Elizabeth's passing, to navigating relationships with his sons William and Harry, Charles has faced enormous pressure. And now, with Harry and Meghan reportedly demanding millions, the king is facing yet another test of leadership.
Sources say Charles is torn. On one hand, he is a father who may want to support his son. On the other hand, he is the monarch, responsible for maintaining the integrity of the crown and ensuring public money is spent wisely. Giving Harry and Meghan what they want could create backlash among the British public, many of whom are already critical of the couple. Refusing them, however, risks deepening the family rift even further.
The public's response to this news has been intense. In the UK, many feel betrayed. Critics argue that Harry and Meghan chose to walk away, and with that decision, they gave up their right to financial support from the monarchy. Social media has been flooded with comments like, "They wanted freedom, and now they want money, and you can't have it both ways."
However, not everyone sees it that way. Supporters of Harry and Meghan argue that security is a serious issue, and that the royal family has a responsibility to protect them, especially given the global attention they face. Some also point out that Harry is still the king's son, and it's natural for a father to want to ensure his children and grandchildren are safe.
Many reports suggest that Meghan is playing a central role in these negotiations. Insiders say she has been vocal about the importance of financial stability for their family, especially given how unpredictable the media spotlight can be. Meghan has often spoken about feeling unsafe, about the mental and emotional strain of living under constant public scrutiny. For her, securing resources from King Charles may not just be about luxury, but about survival.
Still, critics argue that Meghan knew what she was marrying into, and that asking for millions now feels like exploiting the royal connection they previously rejected. This tension between public perception and private need is exactly why this story has become such a lightning rod.
This situation raises a much bigger question: can Harry and Meghan truly have independence while still relying on royal money? When they first left, their message was clear: they wanted to escape the constraints of royal life. But now, demanding millions from King Charles sends the opposite signal. It suggests they still depend on the very institution they tried to leave behind.
And that, more than anything, is what has fueled so much public frustration. To many people, it looks like the Sussexes want the best of both worlds, the freedom of ordinary life, but the privileges of royalty. Whether that's fair or not is something only time will tell. And this is just the beginning of the story. Because what Harry and Meghan are asking for goes beyond money.
In the next part, we'll reveal the specific financial figures being whispered about inside the palace, how William and Kate are reacting to the news, and what royal experts are predicting could happen next.
Trust me, it only gets more dramatic from here. So hit like and subscribe before we jump into the next part.
We broke down the shocking reports that Harry and Meghan are demanding millions from King Charles. But just how much money are they asking for? What do they plan to use it on? And perhaps most importantly, how are other senior royals, like Prince William and Kate Middleton, reacting to this explosive situation? Let's dig in.
While Buckingham Palace has not released any official numbers, multiple insiders have claimed that Harry and Meghan are asking for a figure in the tens of millions. Yes, tens of millions. Some reports suggest that the couple wants an annual allowance that could reach anywhere from $5 million to $10 million a year, while others say they are negotiating for a one-time lump sum that would secure their lifestyle for years to come.
The justification, according to those close to the Sussexes, is that they need this money primarily for security. Ever since stepping back, Harry has been vocal about his fear for the safety of Meghan and their children, Archie and Lilibet. He has even taken legal action in the UK over security arrangements, arguing that the royal family should provide protection regardless of his working status. And now, insiders say these new financial demands are directly tied to those security concerns.
But critics aren't convinced this is all about safety. Royal watchers point out that Harry and Meghan are living in a multi-million-dollar mansion in Montecito, California, and that their lifestyle involves luxury travel, staff, and the kind of day-to-day expenses that far exceed those of ordinary families. To many, it seems that these financial demands are not just about protecting the family, but also about maintaining a certain standard of living.
One commentator put it bluntly, they said they wanted to be financially independent, but independence doesn't usually come with million-dollar checks from your dad. Harsh words, but they reflect a growing sentiment among critics who feel Harry and Meghan can't claim independence while leaning on the monarchy for cash.
And then, of course, there's Prince William and Kate Middleton. The Prince and Princess of Wales are said to be furious about these new demands. According to royal insiders, William believes that if King Charles gives in to Harry and Meghan, it will set a dangerous precedent. He feels it undermines the hard work that he and Kate have put into maintaining the dignity of the monarchy.
Kate, on the other hand, has reportedly expressed sadness more than anger. She is said to have hoped that the rift between the brothers might one day heal, but these new financial disputes have only deepened the divide. For her, the idea that royal resources could be funneled toward Harry and Meghan, after everything that has happened, feels like a betrayal of the institution she has dedicated her life to.
As expected, the media has exploded with coverage of this story. British tabloids have plastered their front pages with headlines like "Harry and Meghan demand millions from King and royal beggars." The tone has been harsh, often portraying the couple as entitled and greedy. On talk shows and radio programs, commentators debate daily whether Harry and Meghan have any right to ask for royal money after rejecting royal duties.
In the US, however, coverage has been more mixed. Some outlets emphasize the couple's concerns about security, pointing out that their high profile makes them potential targets. Others frame it as a story of family tension, portraying Harry as a son simply seeking help from his father. This difference in coverage highlights just how polarized global opinion has become when it comes to the Sussexes.
Another element fueling public backlash is the couple's previous megadeals. Remember, Harry and Meghan signed a Netflix contract worth a reported $100 million and a Spotify deal said to be worth around $20 million. Critics argue that with contracts of that size, they shouldn't need royal money at all. Where, people ask, has all that money gone?
Insiders close to the Sussexes push back, saying that those deals are not as straightforward as they look. They argue that the couple's expenses, production costs, and staff salaries eat up a large portion of those earnings. Still, for the average person struggling with day-to-day expenses, it's hard to sympathize with millionaires asking for more millions.
The public reaction remains split, but the divide is sharper than ever. In polls conducted in the UK, a majority of respondents say they oppose King Charles giving any money to Harry and Meghan. Many feel that British taxpayers, who indirectly support the monarchy, should not be funding the lifestyle of royals who live overseas and no longer serve the crown.
In America, however, support for Harry and Meghan remains stronger, especially among younger fans who view the couple as victims of an outdated institution. Social media is filled with posts defending them, with hashtags like #ProtectHarryandMeghan trending alongside harsher ones like #RoyalScam. The online battle between critics and supporters has only fueled the global fascination with this story.
All of this raises serious questions about the future of the monarchy. For King Charles, the decision is not just financial, it's symbolic. If he gives in to Harry and Meghan, critics say it could weaken his authority and tarnish the crown's reputation. If he refuses, however, it risks pushing Harry and Meghan further away, possibly triggering even more public accusations and tell-all interviews that could damage the monarchy from the outside.
One royal expert summed it up this way: it's a no-win situation for Charles. Support his son, and the public will turn on him. Deny him, and Harry may go nuclear. It's a delicate balance, and the world is watching closely to see which way the king will lean.
And this is where things get even more intense. Because the Sussexes' demands aren't just about money, they reportedly come with conditions, expectations, and even veiled threats about what might happen if those demands aren't met.
Smash that like button if you're ready for the truth they don't want you to know. And hit subscribe, because we'll uncover the behind-the-scenes negotiations, Meghan's rumored role in shaping these demands, and the shocking predictions from palace insiders about how this could all end. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
We revealed the shocking figures Harry and Meghan are rumored to be demanding and how William and Kate reacted to the news. But what's really happening behind the palace walls? What are the secret negotiations taking place? And how much influence does Meghan have in shaping these demands? In this part, we'll dig into the behind-the-scenes drama, the whispered threats, and the possible fallout that could shake the royal family to its core.
Insiders say discussions between Harry, Meghan, and King Charles have been tense and complicated. Unlike the public, who only hear rumors, the family themselves are said to be having private conversations, sometimes through direct calls, sometimes through lawyers and advisors. It's not just a simple father-to-son chat. These talks reportedly resemble high-stakes business negotiations.
King Charles is said to be carefully weighing every word. Sources claim he doesn't want to appear cold-hearted to his son, but he also knows that agreeing to millions could spark outrage among the British public. Palace aides have reportedly advised him to tread very carefully, warning that even a small concession could be seen as weakness. Still, there are whispers that the king may be considering offering limited financial assistance, but nowhere near the tens of millions Harry and Meghan are rumored to want.
Now let's talk about Meghan Markle. Insiders say Meghan is deeply involved in these negotiations. Some even suggest she's the driving force behind the financial push. Meghan has always been vocal about needing security and stability for her children, and she reportedly believes the monarchy has a duty to provide it. For her, this isn't just about luxury, it's about safety, image, and the future of their family.
Critics, however, see it differently. They argue that Meghan is pushing Harry further away from his family by insisting on financial demands that could never be met without backlash. Some royal commentators have gone so far as to say that Meghan is playing a dangerous game, one where she risks alienating the royal family completely, leaving no chance of reconciliation.
But Meghan's supporters defend her. They argue that she has been treated unfairly since joining the royal family, that her safety concerns are real, and that she has every right to fight for her family's well-being. This split in perception is exactly why Meghan remains one of the most polarizing figures in the world today.
Perhaps the most shocking detail to emerge is the suggestion that Harry and Meghan's demands may come with veiled threats. Several palace insiders have hinted that if King Charles refuses to provide financial support, the Sussexes could retaliate by speaking out publicly once again. And as we all know, their interviews and documentaries have the power to rock the monarchy.
Remember the Oprah interview? The Netflix series? Each time Harry and Meghan have gone public with their grievances, it has dominated global headlines and left the royal family scrambling to respond. Insiders fear that another tell-all interview, or even a new book, could be in the works if negotiations collapse. The possibility of more damaging revelations is a real concern inside Buckingham Palace.
One detail that has leaked from behind closed doors is that Prince William has reportedly warned King Charles not to give in to the demands. William is said to believe that once you start giving, it never ends. If Harry and Meghan receive millions now, what stops them from asking for more in the future? William, who is preparing to take the throne one day, reportedly sees this as a matter of principle. The monarchy cannot afford to look like it is being blackmailed by its own members.
This has only deepened the tension between the brothers. Sources say William and Harry are barely speaking, and that Kate has stopped trying to mediate after realizing the gap is too wide to bridge. For the future King and Queen of England, Harry and Meghan's financial push is nothing short of a nightmare.
Royal experts have been quick to weigh in on this drama. Some predict that King Charles will quietly refuse and try to settle the matter privately. Others warn that refusal could spark an even bigger scandal, with Harry and Meghan going on the offensive once again. A few even suggest that Charles might attempt to compromise, offering financial support under strict conditions, such as limits on what the couple can say publicly about the royal family.
One commentator put it bluntly, this is a chess game. Every move Harry and Meghan make, Charles has to think 10 steps ahead. One wrong move, and the monarchy risks losing even more public trust. Another royal watcher described the situation as a ticking time bomb, warning that the next few months could decide whether the royal family heals or falls into permanent division.
It's important to remember that this story is not just a family drama, it's a global spectacle. Every development is being reported by media outlets across the world. Every rumor is analyzed, every photo scrutinized. Harry and Meghan have become not just celebrities, but symbols of a generational clash with tradition. King Charles, meanwhile, is balancing centuries of royal duty with the modern realities of media and public opinion.
For the royal family, this is more than just about money, it's about survival in the modern world. Every headline about demands, threats, or scandals chips away at the monarchy's image. And in a time where many people question whether the monarchy should even exist, the stakes couldn't be higher.
So what happens next? Want to uncover the truth they've been hiding? Smash the like button and share this with your friends before they miss out. We'll look at the possible outcomes of this standoff.
Will King Charles cave to the demands? Will Harry and Meghan go public with new accusations? Or could this all end in a shocking compromise no one expects? Stay tuned, because the climax of this royal drama is coming, and it may change the monarchy forever.
We uncovered the private negotiations, Meghan's influence, and the whispers of threats that hang over the royal family. Now, it's time to look at the possible endings to this royal standoff. Will King Charles give in? Will Harry and Meghan strike again with another bombshell? Or will this family feud finally reach a point of no return?
One possible scenario is that King Charles quietly agrees to some of the demands. Not the full tens of millions, but perhaps a smaller, carefully structured settlement. This would be offered under the table, without any public acknowledgement, as a way to keep the peace. The advantage? It could silence Harry and Meghan temporarily, buying Charles some time to stabilize the monarchy.
The risk, however, is clear. Once a line is crossed, what stops Harry and Meghan from asking for more in the future? Critics say this would set a dangerous precedent, turning royal duty into a negotiation table.
The second possibility is that King Charles refuses outright. In this case, the palace prepares for the worst, another round of interviews, documentaries, or even a second memoir from Harry. If that happens, the monarchy would once again face damaging headlines, global attention, and waves of criticism. For Harry and Meghan, it could mean huge media deals and renewed relevance. For Charles, it would mean another test of his leadership so early in his reign. Then,
there's the middle road. Some experts believe Charles might offer a compromise, perhaps limited financial support tied to specific conditions. For example, funding could be given for security, but only if Harry and Meghan agree to stop publicly criticizing the royal family. This would be a delicate balancing act, a way to protect the family's safety while also protecting the monarchy's image. But whether Harry and Meghan would agree to such restrictions remains a mystery.
At the end of the day, public opinion could decide everything. The British public has grown increasingly frustrated with Harry and Meghan, with many calling their demands selfish and entitled. Polls suggest that support for the Sussexes has fallen, while sympathy for William and Kate continues to rise. If King Charles gives in to the demands, he risks alienating his own people. If he refuses, he risks an even bigger feud. It's a no-win situation, and yet, one that must be resolved.
This scandal has sparked a bigger question: what is the future of the monarchy in today's world? Can an institution built on tradition survive in an era of social media, podcasts, and Netflix deals? Harry and Meghan have exposed cracks in the royal foundation, and every new demand widens those cracks. Some experts warn that if the monarchy doesn't adapt, its survival in the next generation could be at risk. Others argue that William and Kate's growing popularity is proof that the monarchy will endure, but only if they distance themselves from Harry and Meghan's drama.
Perhaps the saddest part of all this is that behind the millions and the headlines, this is still a family, a father, his sons, their wives, and their children. At its core, this is a story of broken trust, deep pain, and an inability to find common ground. The world may watch it like a reality show, but for the people inside, it's real, and it's heartbreaking.
If you think you know everything, think again. Hit that like button and share this with your friends to find out what they've been keeping from you. So, where does this royal saga end? With King Charles holding firm? With Harry and Meghan revealing more secrets? Or with a quiet compromise behind closed doors? For now, the palace remains silent, the public waits anxiously, and the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance. One thing is certain: this is not the end of the story. The world will be watching, and the next chapter in this royal drama could arrive sooner than anyone expects.